What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name's Aquarius James, and today I want to talk about one of the signs I think is most misunderstood, and that's Aries. So I've noticed that a lot of people tend to be confused by Aries. As one of the signs who tend to speak their mind before they can think, other people don't know if they're a troll or a narcissist. They also don't know why they're so impatient and pushy, or why things can become competitive or even turn into arguments, to the point they become associated with drama all the time. It can be quite confusing for other people. So let's explain what Aries is. Aries is the first sign on the zodiac, and its motto is I am. Aries rules now, the moment we are living in. On the zodiac, Aries represents spring and a new day. It's the fresh start, new beginning energy we have when the sun rises each morning. This is one of the reasons it can be a bit weird saying goodbye for Aries. Aries is a fire sign that's ruled by Mars, the god of war and action. Mars is very important because it governs our physical actions and affects our energy levels, and especially what we are driven to do. The Aries is a sign of me, of our individual single expression. It's in the moment now, and it needs action. Its number is 1, and its animal archetype is a ram, and dogs are also ruled by Aries. Aries wants to do things uniquely in a new way that hasn't been done before, and they also like to be first, which puts a competitive edge with other people on their drive to be different and unique. And Aries has to learn to balance its single-minded focus with the rest of the world, and importantly other people and their feelings and emotions. Aries are drawn to loud clothes. As a fire sign ruled by Mars, red is their colour, which is the passionate colour of action and blood. But it's certainly not chilled and relaxed. It's energetic and dramatic. Aries rules the action we need to take now, like the physical challenges needed to survive in a physical reality. In fact, the Aries is obsessed with challenges, and it puts all its energy into the drive needed to achieving it. Because Aries is now, Aries is kind of what's in fashion, so it's the zeitgeist and the vibe of the times. Which means Aries can embody the new fashion, new sports and hobbies, and new ways of speaking and acting of the times. Which also means they can stand out, especially because something new catches everyone's attention, because it's unfamiliar. Part of its negative traits are that Aries make everything a war. Situations that would otherwise be chilled become a challenge or a competition, which can escalate easily into arguments and fights. It can be hard to control for them sometimes. Challenges and competitions motivate Aries massively. This is where they get their energy. It lights their fire sign fire, so to speak. Fire and light is representative of truth and life force, soul spirit. It's enthusiasm and burning passion. When the fire burns, they become motivated and driven to action. Like all the fire signs, Aries, Leo and Sag, things can inspire the fire to burn, which gives them energy and inspiration. Aries is a sign of drama, which is why Aries sun signs will often offload the details of the dramas that they own with their relationships, often explaining details that are awkward and uncomfortable, and this is where the problems with Aries can start to come in, the lack of empathy, especially when they are talking and thinking about themselves. This is why, with Aries, the main key to all their problems is they have to learn patience and socialization. I can't express this enough. If you have a lot of Aries energy, or if you're dealing with them, slow down. Life is not a race. It's long and slow a lot of the time, and so are a lot of people compared to Aries. And people also have rules of behavior, and it's super important to learn them, or you can be outcast and get in trouble. But if you can learn society's laws, and you can be polite and considerate, Aries can be very charming and funny. After all, it's an extremely charismatic sign. On the tarot, Aries is the Emperor. The Emperor card is about how to be a proper force in the ruling state of government, where one must be prepared to act on instinct, set limitations, act in a defensive manner, and take immediate charge with force. Many things Aries does well. Their impatience and pushiness is partly what can cause the arguments and dramas in the first place, along with their lack of tact. And both of these issues are at the root of the Aries' personal challenge to fit in with the rest of society. Because quite often the Aries are the first ones to do new trends and fashions, so they are miles ahead of everyone else. And because they are the first to do it, the rest of the group are often surprised and shocked, or even jealous or intimidated. Or the Aries can be the first to get the new weird styled haircut that everyone laughs at. So they can be the butt of the group's jokes. And as the group is a group with lots of people, and Aries is about one singularity, the Aries can be rejected from the whole group and have to go off on their own and be individual. So how can Aries be outcast when they're the very essence of now? As we are in the age of Aquarius, which is another air sign, not fire sign, it means strong individuals being very individualistic will have a hard time if they don't work within the rules being set by the group and society. The age of Aquarius is going to keep having social revolutions with new rules on how to behave and speak, constantly upgrading the old ones, which applies to how we behave in society, in public and online. So everyone, especially Aries, need to keep this in mind, and they need to become flexible and be able to adapt, which is great for the Aries, because Aries are perfectly placed for the age of Aquarius, which is about the shock of the new, with shocking new fashions, new technologies, new ideas, new ways of making money and expressing ourselves. And Aries energetically will always be part of the new thing, because it's the first sign. They are interested in the politics, fashion and music of the day, and they often embody the issues and use the most fashionable language and terms. For other people, Aries come across as a flamboyant, confident, outspoken, very individualistic, often fashionable character. But they can also be outspoken and confident to the point they're confrontational and direct and potentially rude, especially if they feel other people are challenging them. So what can start out as a very funny and energetic occasion can switch quickly if an Aries starts speaking their mind or feeling they need to defend something. Social niceties can go out the window, pleases and thank yous get forgotten, and the tone of voice can be scary if unkept. And dialogue can become very competitive very quickly, raising tempers, and things can escalate rapidly when an Aries is arguing. And this is partly why other people might see an Aries as an Adolf Hitler figure, as someone who gets very angry quickly if their projects go off course even slightly. And if lots of things go wrong, they can be super aggressive and unfriendly if they're leading a team for some kind of a project. So why are Aries Adolf Hitler? For other people, Aries fit the profile of Adolf Hitler, as they really can be just like him, a short, aggressive man in a new uniform, ordering everyone about angrily. This is certainly a stereotype of Adolf Hitler, and Aries do fit the definition of a scary, super controlling, self-obsessed dictator type of leader. Hitler's birthday is perfectly on the cusp of Aries and Taurus, and Hitler also had his Mercury in Aries, so half his sun sign and all his thinking and communication in Mercury was of a driven, self-obsessed fanatic consumed in egocentric personal challenges. However, Hitler wasn't just about negative Aries energy. He also embodied the shadow of Taurus, Libra and Capricorn. So although he was a cocktail of a lot of negative energies on the zodiac, shadow Aries energy is definitely one of the ones he's acknowledged for, as a scary, pushy, angry leader. But back to Aries. There are some people who can fall for Aries' strong assertive personality and confidence, and they want to assist them with their challenges and wars. Like a Libra, they attract people who want to be part of their cause, and you might well see Aries recruiting people to help them achieve their goals. But the Aries needs lots of physical activity and should do active sports and hobbies to use up their energy and apply their leadership skills in a fun, exciting way that isn't overly dramatic. And in this way they can learn a lot and apply it, often through trial and error or observation, and then challenging themselves. Because the Aries need to challenge themselves and train themselves by challenging themselves to adapt. In the end, Aries is about being yourself and speaking your mind. Fire is spirit and soul, which is basically our own unique expression of truth, where we're not afraid and we're confident in our own righteousness. And Aries do view the world quite honestly and see the fakeness and corruption, and especially the mistreatment of the environment and animals. And they're also concerned about other people's loss of individuality for conformity. So Aries often speak the most profound truths, and often lead by example. They can fight for justice and defend the planet and the animals, as eco-warriors and vegans. Hope this was interesting and potentially useful for some people. Please consider subscribing if you want more content like this. I'm Aquarius James. Thanks for listening.